And good afternoon, osteopathic family. Before I begin, I want to acknowledge the vision and accomplishments of John Becker during his year as president. John, thanks to you, we all know what it means to be a proud DO. You demonstrated your pride and passion each day in your words and in your actions. You challenged DOs and osteopathic medical students to tell our story so we could collectively reach over 2 million people in just 1 year. This grassroots movement has added a truly authentic voice to the Doctors That Do campaign. From one educator to another, it has been a pleasure to learn from you, to caddy for you, to carry your bag, to be there to support you during cocktail hour. Your ability to give your full attention and leadership to every situation is a true testament to your 40-year career in osteopathic emergency medicine. Thank you for knowing just the right ways to motivate, engage, and inspire us all. The entire profession owes a sincere debt of gratitude to you and all the physician leaders who've come before you for giving so generously of their time and talents to make the practice of osteopathic medicine what it is today. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize some of the people who have inspired me on this journey. First and foremost, my parents, whose values were demonstrated and lived out every day in their actions, far more so than in just their words. Next, my first DO mentor, Dr. Bernard T. Porton, from whom I learned what our hands can do. J. Gordon Zink, DO, who helped me truly understand the real application of the principles of our profession. There are so many more DOs who influenced me in many ways. Tony Chila, Larry Jones, Edna Lay, and Bill Anderson, who helped me understand what it means to have a true depth of conviction. Come to think of it, Bill actually was convicted. There are also people who helped me learn how not to be, but I won't be mentioning their names here today. And last, but definitely not least, there's the other half of me, my better half, my wife, Pam. Pam, would you please join me here? For 40 years, Pam has supported me at every turn, always agreeing to follow me around the country, even if she did think I was crazy, and she may have been right about that. But she kept our home. She shepherded the kids. She put up with a lot from me and always put our family first. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. I love you, dear. All right, we are all creating our future, a future that is in our hands. The amazing healing power of human touch, which is in every one of us, applied in the context of ultramodern medicine. Osteopathic medicine is what our patients want, what they deserve, and what we are all here to provide. As Dr. Levine said this morning, we all have that DO within us, and we must let our DO out. To help you understand where I'm coming from and what brings me to this moment, I'd like to tell you about my 3 homes. My first home was in Iowa. Growing up, on the farm and learning life values. Then going to medical school and learning how enormously valuable osteopathic care is. I remember when I was a first-year medical student sitting in Dr. T. Porton's office while he was seeing patients. Whenever he would get called out of the office, the patients would invariably begin telling me about how the care they received from him had changed their lives, made life worth living again, because he took away their pain with his hands. This had a profound effect on me. It was never illustrated more clearly. This is what we all hoped to do when we chose to go into medicine. To experience the joy of helping people recover their health and sense of well-being, having a better, happier life. What could possibly be a better or more fulfilling contribution for any person to make to their fellow human beings? This is the DO within us. I went into practice in Iowa, and it was during that time that I realized I had to do more, that I could never take care of enough patients by myself, that I needed to teach more people to do what we do so they could multiply the reach of osteopathic care. This realization soon led me to the University of New England College of Osteopathic Medicine in Maine. That's my second home. That's where I became a teacher of osteopathic manipulative medicine, and I loved it. Not only did I teach more than 3,000 future DOs, but I also taught more teachers, and that has always made me very proud. And during that time, I also began to get involved in the leadership of our osteopathic organizations because I knew those institutions would be integral to maintaining the distinctiveness of the osteopathic profession and helping assure that more patients could receive osteopathic care. My third home is in Kentucky, in the heart of Central Appalachia, as the Dean of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, leading an institution whose mission is to produce primary care physicians and is making a significant difference in healthcare in an area of such great need is incredibly personally and professionally fulfilling. I can't believe how fortunate I am to be able to be a part of that story. While serving as dean, I've also been able to continue to serve our profession, to advocate for payment for OMT, to exert influence on osteopathic medical education through the Blue Ribbon Commission, and to help construct a framework for the growth of osteopathic GME through the development of the single accreditation system for GME. Those are my three homes. And incidentally, I will be taking you to all of them tonight at the party. That is the pathway that has brought me here to this stage tonight as your 120th president of the American Osteopathic Association. It's a great honor to lead our profession at a time when our nation, and the entire world for that matter, faces unprecedented challenges to building healthy communities. We're facing a growing physician shortage. We're struggling with preventing and managing chronic diseases and how to address access disparities that prevent people from getting the health care they need where and when they need it. I firmly believe the key to solving these problems and improving the health of all Americans is increasing access to high-quality, community-based care. And who is better prepared to lead the way on this front than osteopathic physicians? This is our opportunity. This is who we are. We can influence change, and we must embrace the challenge. The osteopathic profession and the distinctive care we provide must not only survive, but it must thrive. You know, as a profession, we've faced some difficult challenges over the years, and we've always emerged stronger on the other side. Today's challenges, which include a rapidly changing and increasingly difficult regulatory and reimbursement environment, are impacting us in very real ways. And while we've accomplished a great deal as a profession, the level playing field we've achieved means that we must work even harder to advance the profession in this highly competitive landscape. Good news is that osteopathic medicine is in high demand. Patients value our approach and how we partner with them to promote their health and well-being. DOs value the relationship between physician and patient. We seek health in our patients, and we recognize that a person's state of health depends on the body, mind, and spirit. Our association is working hard to foster even more demand for our unique philosophy of care and to create an environment that will allow our profession and the next generation of DOs to thrive. How? We've invested in a multi-year, multi-million-dollar public awareness campaign that is educating millions of Americans about who we are and what we do. We're funding more osteopathic-focused research to demonstrate that osteopathic principles and practices improve patient outcomes in a meaningful and measurable way. We're strengthening our capacity to influence public policy at all levels of government, and we're opening new markets for osteopathic graduate medical education and AOA board certification. Looking ahead, the AOA will work to strengthen our international presence, advancing partnerships with those outside the U.S. who are interested in training and employing DOs to care for their citizens. We'll work to better align AOA with our affiliate organizations and to assure we are advancing on common goals and positioning all of us for future success. And we will look to evolve our governance structure so we can be more nimble in response to opportunities and challenges while creating a structure that engages the younger members of our profession in volunteer leadership roles earlier in their careers. I do recognize that not everyone in our profession shares my optimism about our future, and that may include some of you in this room. I get that, but it troubles me, and it makes me sad. I have never been more optimistic about our future. In fact, I believe that the osteopathic medical profession has arrived at a nexus, a convergence of three key developments: the astounding growth of our profession, the increased public awareness of osteopathic medicine, and the opportunities created by the transition to a single accreditation system for graduate medical education. First, growth. The number of DOs has quadrupled in the past 30 years. There are now more than 123,000 DOs and osteopathic medical students. And we now represent more than 10% of all physicians in the U.S. and approximately 20% of all family physicians. There are now 33 accredited colleges of osteopathic medicine on 48 campuses in 31 states, and there are more in the pipeline. Do you know, 1 in 4 medical students in the U.S. today is enrolled in a college of osteopathic medicine? Can you believe it? That's... Secondly, public awareness. As I mentioned earlier, our public awareness campaign is reaching consumers through national print, digital, social, outdoor advertising, and a new website, doctorsthatdo.org. Is your practice information up to date with the AOA? You should make sure that it is, because patients are looking for you. We've had more than 500,000 visits to the Doctors That Do website and more than 300,000 Find Your DO searches since its launch at OMED last fall. And third, the single accreditation system for GME. Unaccustomed as I am to speaking on this topic. From the beginning, unifying the GME accreditation system has been built to assure perpetuation of the distinctive elements of osteopathic GME and increasing those opportunities for all physicians in training, MDs as well as DOs. The future of OGME lies in ACGME accredited programs with osteopathic recognition. In fact, osteopathic recognition represents an opportunity for growth of OGME beyond the creation of de novo programs in virgin hospitals. This is what our new generation of students want. We know that more than 70% of our DO students today would prefer to enter GME programs that have osteopathic recognition. We're optimistic about the progress of the transition that I reported on to you yesterday after this first year of the transition period. As we expected, programs that were previously accredited only by ACGME are already seeking and have received osteopathic recognition. With the transition to the single accreditation system for GME, MDs will now be able to train in osteopathic-focused programs for the first time. And ultimately, those physicians will be eligible for AOA board certification. Oh yes, our AOA board certification will continue, and we are working to strengthen its value so it will grow and thrive in a competitive market. We've changed the way we accredit GME in a manner that will perpetuate the distinctive elements of osteopathic medical education. We've created a new market to meet the growing demand. And to use a little Iowa farming lingo, think of our integration into ACGME governance and administration as hybrid vigor. That is, the offspring being superior to either of the parents. As I said to you at last year's house, we are a virulent strain injected into the host for the good of all, the students, the residents, and most of all, the patients. Our profession's growth, the increased public awareness and demand for our approach to medicine, combined with the opportunities created by the single accreditation system, are converging in a way that places osteopathic medicine and osteopathic physicians in a unique position to lead and influence action and change in healthcare. This is why I'm optimistic. This is why I see opportunity. This is why I'm excited. I told you about my 3 homes and how I got here. Now I want you to think back to why you chose to become a physician and what it means to you to practice osteopathically. Let your DO out. It works every time it's done. Every time it opens doors. And the profession's future depends on it. To quote the original Ghostbusters, we have the tools and we have the talent. We do. And that talent is what will bring us forward to ensure the future of the osteopathic profession and the quality care we provide. Every single one of us must make it our personal responsibility to approach our future with optimism and to seize our opportunities at every turn, to let our DO out. The work is hard, yes, and there are many challenges. But if you believe in our profession like I do, it's your job as leaders to make it happen. There has never been a better time or a brighter future for our profession. It's in our hands, literally as well as figuratively. I invite you all to join us as we create our future, a future where more and more patients get osteopathic care, what they want, what they deserve, and what we provide when we let our DO out. Thank you.